Boris, I want to start with you, partly because you've got these amazing bits of equipment that you brought onto stage with you. Just look, dial us back, take it from the beginning. Tell us about the work that you're doing to make the kind of thing that we've just heard from Killian and his incredible exploits. You do the same thing. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's very inspiring me to be just after Killian because he's an athlete, very incredible. But also, he was one of the guys on my first trail running I did ever after my amputation. So I have a particular link with him, and he gave me a lot of encouragement. And it was on the trail running Sierre Zinal in Switzerland, and it was amazing because nobody never did it with a blade in mountain. It was the first time.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm like a pioneer. My goal is to be inspiring people that it's possible to go in mountain with disability.
Yeah.
So collaborate with Salomon. I'm in Team Salomon, and we collaborate to innovate, to permit to all people to get access to the mountain. Skiing.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about that amazing piece of equipment you've got there.
Skiing,
because
running.
I mean, the whole. I was the sports correspondent for a big UK network TV channel when the Paralympics came to London, and that was such a big moment in how people in the UK saw and thought about what it is to be an athlete. And this is another level we're talking about, because trail running, ski mountaineering, this isn't just running around a track. There's, this is really technical stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Today, if you find the tool to run, it's for the Paralympics. You have to go quickly, 100 meters on special surfaces. But
that's very different to a...
Completely different. And it's beginning for me to get access to freedom. Like I said, I said that to Salomon at the beginning. I said, don't invite me to the party, invite me to dance.
Yeah.
Bit
of salsa.
Exactly, salsa in mountain. So my goal is permit to have access. I don't want you show me a pic of a summit. I want to go to the summit. That's my goal. I want to be free to do it. So we have to develop things. But today, to develop things, we can do it with respect of environment. For example, my blade is crafted from the carbon from the A350 Airbus. It's a carbon don't use by Airbus. So
there's a lot of innovation in
exactly. There is a lot of innovation in it.
Yeah.
And Salomon developed the sole. So we can imagine a future with accessible sports, with diversity, but also with respect of the environment. We just have to thinking differently.
Yeah. So I will come back to you because I'm quite curious to just dig into exactly what those innovations are. But before we do that, Leah.
Yes.
I want to hear from you. What in the diversity discussion, what does inclusion mean for you and your work?
So inclusion for me means I'm a woman in a sport, man, and that's pretty hard every day when you deal with a lot of things coming from men. And also I deal with disability, but it's invisible. I deal with autism. So I want to talk more about it because people are not really aware about what is autism actually.
Yeah.
And there is like a lot of, like people don't really have a lot of image that they think it's autism, and actually it's not most of the time. So yeah, that's how I'm using my voice as an athlete today.
and explain to people what kind of barriers face autistic people in sport.
So being an autistic in sport can be very difficult because you deal with relationship with your partners and stuff, and relationship for autistic people are really, really hard. It's tough to understand people, their intention, and the competition can be hard because you deal with the people looking at you, you deal with the noise, and the noise can be really, really hard for the autistic people, the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the sensitive stuff can be hard.
And for you, how do you manage it?
So I always have like my headphones with no music most of the time. It's just in order it helped me to be able to talk with people without like all the noise around me. For the lights, most of the time I can wear glasses like for the lights. And after it's a lot of work on myself every day, like therapy, in order like to help me to understand people and like just have normal behavior and interact and try to hide that I'm autistic and like pretend I'm normal when I'm not.
And why do you think you want to hide it when the world should celebrate all of us? Can you imagine a future where everybody can be accepted for who they are?
I would love that, for sure. I would love that. It's still something that I'm processing because it's hard every day. Like, I don't know, just imagine randomly because I'm stressed, I'm just gonna start to do things like that. Yeah. Like, if you don't know I'm autistic, people's gonna think, what she's doing, she's sort of weirdo. And I deal with that when I was a kid. I was a weirdo, nobody wanted to be my friend. Right. And I was just a weird girl at school, and I deal with people bullying me and stuff. So it's still hard to process and show the real who I am as autistic, and I still tend to try to hide it because I'm scared actually of people looking at me and judging me for who I am. But I'm trying really hard to make people understand that I'm still a lovable person. and yeah, that's it.
Well, I know I speak for everyone here. Thank you very much indeed for sharing your story, because neurodivergence is something that everyone in this room will have a family member who has some neurodiversity. So it's important that we all understand this, right?
And that's the thing that I love, because now more and more I talk on my social media about autism, and I have parents or telling me, oh, thank you, because I have a kid that is autistic, and it helped me to understand him better. It helps me to have hope that he can do something, because there is a lot of parents who are concerned about their kids when they are autistic. They think like they can't do anything because it's hard at school and they can't work and stuff like that. So, yeah.
They can become world champions, all right?
Maybe one day.
Yeah, hear it for Leah.
Thank you.
So from world champion powerlifting to trophies on the football pitch, Yohan, talk us through your journey to activism.
So first of all, let me congratulate all the people to be here, because that shows your engagement and your dedication for the environment. So congratulations on that. If I can answer to your question, I will say one story of myself, talking about my reconversion during my career, because I just believe that the reconversion is not have to be after the career, but during the career, because the most value of our job is not the salary, but is all the door open around us and the networking. And we have to be pretty good to use that for send a message to the world. And that's why in 2022, with my best friend Blaise Matuidi, I co-founded the first private equity fund for athletes, by athletes, raising money from people important and raising even their influence. Our fund actually represents more than 160 million of followers on the social media. And that can be the voice, not only me, but a big power behind me. So that's what I did for the first, and then I have a great meeting with Mrs. Sema, is here in the room.
There, you can see the sweatshirt.
There, yeah.
There he is.
And he sensibilized myself a lot in the environment, because, and maybe even you know, when you are in the sport, and especially me in the football, you have to think football, you have to eat football, you have to sleep football.
100% tunnel vision.
So to come out is sometimes is really difficult, but when I built my fund, I start to meet people like him, and I start to understood that the world is sick. So, and especially with the water. So, you know, you start to have some discussion at home with my son and my wife present here too today. And you start to share a new passion for the world, because when I'm on the table with my son, I think about, okay, today I'm okay, but the future is him. So I have to maybe invest myself, invest my money too, because
you have to put your money where your mouth is, right?
And trying to bring my image, but all the image I built behind with me, to send a right message to the world, and maybe to develop something different that I do until now.
So why did you choose water?
I choose water because the water is the life. Without water, you can't do nothing. I was talking yesterday at home with my son, and I was saying to him, you know, to make a jeans, you need 10,000 liters of water. And it's crazy. And we know if you can't drink, or if you can't grow up the plant, you don't have future. So I try to speak a lot with him, because I think they are the message for the future, the kids.
Of course, yeah.
And I try to use my voice and the voice of the sport to show the right way. And that's what I'm doing actually with my company, FEA, with Mrs. Sama.
Yeah.
And trying to develop the best I can.
So I'm curious, because you've been inside the goldfish bowl that is Premier League football.
Yeah.
It's so intense. Something has changed in the last few years. More and more footballers are starting to talk about stuff that they care about.
Yeah.
Whether that's, and these are British examples, so apologies to an international audience, but Marcus Rashford talking about food and poverty, Raheem Sterling talking about racism. A long time ago, footballers were told, don't speak out, don't say anything, don't risk saying anything outside football. Why has that changed?
I always say to my friend and my investor, because they are all athletes, try to be like a data, okay? Why? Because when you come out of your house, try to take your bag empty, and when you come out on the night, you have to be full. Emotion, new people, new experience, and that will make you your power for the future. And I think, I will not say we are the declic of the sport, but with Blaise, we're trying to show the way and try to say to the people, for the environment, for the people, for the community, for everything, try to be an example. And more you will have example in our industry, more you will have the power to make the communication, and more we will be together, more we will be strong.
Boris, it's a great message. Be the example. You are that. Let's say I have an accident next week and
it could happen.
It could happen. It could happen to anyone, and I want to go running.
Yeah.
What is the situation now in France with running clubs? Is there adaptive equipment available? Tell me about the work you're doing to make it accessible to everybody.
Today it's complicated. First, it's what is difficult. It's to imagine you running, just this, because if you look at the social media or TV, there is few in TV, but in social media, you will find athletes, but not casual person.
Yeah.
So, or in your hospital room, you can imagine you can run again. That's why I want absolutely redefine what is an athlete, redefine what is sports. It shouldn't be something like scare you. Sports, it's my therapy.
Yeah.
I will be not here if I don't have sports.
And you were an athlete before you had your injury.
Yeah. I was always sports, in sports, but it changed. In my case, the 9 August 2019.
Right.
I was riding home with my motorbike, and a violent accident changed everything.
Right.
But I was aware to think it will be an extraordinary adventure. It will be a new life. So you have two choices. You fall or you get up. And when you want to get up, there is no structure. There is no example. Again, if you have to imagine you like a baby. Okay, a baby is on the knees, and you want to get up. Imagine, you get up and fall 1 time, 2 times. At 3 times, he said, okay, I'm done. I'm on the knee. Everyone, we are on the knee today? No, we are not on the knee. Why we are not on the knee? Because we have example. And like said Yohan, we have to be example. We have to be not perfect, not absolutely amazing like Kylian. But
you are amazing. You're all amazing. You're all amazing.
Yeah, we are all amazing, but we have to inspire. We have to inspire in action. We have to go in action. And the first things, it's to have more accessibility in sports.
Yep.
Today in France,
is that changing?
Yeah, it's begin to change. With my association, I found an association, and I create an academy of race for amputee.
Yep.
And the idea is to give tools, give example, give coaching, give training. Sorry, give the maximum of possibilities you can imagine you running. Because running, it's very natural. Maybe after you will doing powerlifting, or maybe you will be footballer, whatever.
Running is something everybody
it's a start.
Can.
It's a start, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that we have to do.
So from running,
yeah.
So you've got this
exactly
special mountain blades. Tell me about the ski attachment.
Yeah. Today I managed to bring that to you. My manager
Don't tell anyone, it's a secret. It's actually a secret.
Okay, I bring it. So today I have this special foot. It's for skiing. Actually, if you want to skiing and you're amputee, it costs something like 15,000 euros.
And it's normally, when you see amputees skiing, they have outriggers with one ski.
Yeah,
that's
some
typical,
take it off the prosthesis.
Right.
But with this, you plug that directly in the ski.
Right, so the top thing would go into the bottom of...
Exactly.
Right,
it's fixed there. Here.
Yep.
And you're going straight to the fix of your ski.
Yep.
But I love to challenge Salomon. So I said, okay, if we can skiing, maybe we can do skimo. And they said, no, Boris, no, we can't. And I said, oh, yes, please. So they work on it. And now, with this simple idea, we can go skimo.
Yeah, so that's the equivalent of a free heel.
Yeah, exactly. So, so it was...
and it works.
It works. The 13th of January this year, I bring 10 guys. They're skiing for the first time in the Pyrenees, and they tried.
They liked it?
We broke only 1 foot. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, and at least if you break a foot when you're an amputee, you can just fix it.
Oh yeah,
It's not like
just to change it. So Airbus collaborates on made some pieces, and Salomon also, and it's just for me, industries should be hand in hand, not in each part. Yeah, we have to collaborate. We have to share. We have to change that.
And you were telling me earlier that while we're on the topic of innovation, one of the innovations that came from creating an off-road blade has now been incorporated into a shoe product for non-disabled feet.
Yeah.
So it's reverse innovation in a sense.
Exactly. With my manager in Salomon, we did. I have a problem. I want to running in the snow. We call white trail. I want to do that, and he got an idea to put some spike on my blade, and but the problem it was my feet, the good one. And he said, "Okay, I will put some spike on your good one." And we was running in mountain, and we arrived on ice, and everybody slept, except me. And I was like,
because you had the spikes.
You are not well. and today there is a shoe with spikes for everyone.
That came from your innovation.
Exactly.
That's an amazing story. We are. I'm watching with eagle eyes our clock ticking down. So I just want to get to Leah. We're talking about innovations. We're talking about what next. What do we need to know? What do we need to do to support athletes, generally people in society who are autistic or who have Asperger's?
I think the first thing to do is to talk more about it because there is a lot of cliche still. Like you can see in movies, we start to talk about it in some movies, series on Netflix, stuff like that, but it's still really, really cliche for some autistic people because autism is really like a spectrum. And you can be far on the spectrum and it's going to be easier to see it for neurotypical, but when you are not that far on the spectrum, it can be harder because we are more able to hide who we are and adapt to the society, but it's still hard for us.
Yep.
So, for example, you don't have a leg, so people can easier have compassion for you because they can imagine how it can be to be without a leg.
It's more easy.
Yeah. When it's mental, it's harder for people to understand the struggles.
Exactly. It's more easy. It's maybe strange for you, but it's more easy for me than for Leah. Because when you saw me, clearly you can see my disability.
And that's really hard when you can't see, and especially when it's mental. People can't really understand. So I think the first step is to introduce more people with autism, to talk about it in order to spread the word that it does exist. And I don't want people anymore to say when I'm autistic, "Oh, you don't look like autistic." I'm like, what I'm supposed to look like?
Autistic looks like the rest of us. Thank you very much. That's really shrewd. We've got to talk about it, get the conversation out there, normalize it. Yohan, you're going to have the last word. And I want to know what you want to see from your former professional athletes in terms of stepping up and using their voices.
What I would like to do is bring my innovation in front of all of you. I'm doing already. So our innovation is a complete wastewater plant where we treat the water inside a container. So our innovation is like an ecosystem because we take a container, we recycle this, we treat the water inside, and at the end of the container we can make irrigation, we can use the sludge even for the energy. So that I would like to do is bring this in all the world with my association, my NGO.
And this could be game-changing for some communities.
Exactly. With no water, no us. So like you can see, so with no water, no us, we're trying to bring our voice in all the world, trying to make intervention, humanitarian even things for the people. That's the most important.
Yep.
Today we have 5 billion of people without sanitation.
The numbers are incredible, aren't they?
It's really important to act, and we have to do it all together. I know it's a big challenge, but that's my new challenge. But I know that, like I said before, all together we are stronger and we can make something to save the world.
Stronger together. My panel, thank you very much indeed. Yohan,
Keme.
Boris and Leah.